Welcome into the Sunday Debrief Podcast, a show where the boys talk ball, deliver hot takes, and debrief your NFL Sunday. It is Tuesday, January 20th, about 7:30 p.m. We got a stacked show for you guys today. It was an awesome weekend of football. We're going to debrief every game from the divisional round. We're going to preview the games from the conference championship round. I'm joined by some amazing co-hosts. We got Noballs. Noballs, how you doing, man?
Feeling great. Bills are out. Feeling great.
Tough. Taking shots already at Frog. Frog, I'll go to you. How are you feeling, sir?
You know, I'm feeling pretty good. I got a nice camera, got a nice mic set up, looking like a professional podder over here. So I'm ready to talk, Dawson.
Awesome. I'm sure you have a lot to say. No balls as well. Actually, all of our teams played this weekend that we are fans of here on the pod. So that's always awesome having our teams be in the deep in the playoffs. Nolan, looks like you're in a new studio location. I love that for you. A little nice, quiet, good space to lock in, talk about some ball.
Need some upgrades, and we're here.
I love it, man. We'll jump right into it. I just first want to say, I don't know if there's been a weekend of football that I needed to debrief so bad than this one, because so much happened. The games were awesome. Some stuff turned out to be a complete bummer, but we'll get into the first game on Saturday right here in the Mile High City. Broncos 33, Bills 30. Broncos win in overtime. They head on to the AFC Championship next week against the stupid Patriots. Frog, you have the floor. You were at the game. I want to hear how the environment was. I want to hear how you were feeling. And then we'll jump into thoughts on this crazy football game that went down on Saturday. But Frog, take us through your experience at the game.
It was a roller coaster, to say the least. Lots of highs, lots of lows, lots of iffy calls, lots of emotion, lots of loud fans, lots of getting chirped at. Not that I'm not used to it, but it was something. It was a really cool experience to go support the team. Second time I got to see them this year. So that was a really cool thing to do. Go out, and say I'm a true fan. I've seen my team play this year, so go Frog there. But I don't even know where to start really with this. The amount of news that came out about the Bills, the controversies of 53 penalty yards in overtime, the should have been a catch, the Sean McDermott firing, the 4+ turnovers in the game. There's so much to start. So I will start where anybody should start. That game came down to plays, and we couldn't capitalize. 4 turnovers is inexcusable, and any team who has 4 turnovers in a game should not win the game. So there's not much I can say about that. I was vividly taking a video, sending it to some of my friends. James Cook fumbles the football, just gets rocked, in the 20+. And that was the first moment I was like, okay, Broncos are going to hold on. I mean, we went up a little bit in the third quarter, I believe, had some momentum, but then it for me boils down to that Brandon Cooks play. And I'd like to get your guys' take as putting all bias, putting the Patriots, putting the Seahawks aside. I'm sure you've seen the clips. I'm sure you've seen the debrief of that interception/catch. I'd like to hear your thoughts on it, though, before I jump in with my conclusions.
Yeah, totally. That's a fair question. Before I talk about that, because I definitely have some thoughts. I have a couple other thoughts from the game. Maybe I don't know if you rewatched it on TV after, but there's a few things you see, like when you're watching from home compared to watching live at the game, that you see. This was, first of all, such a awesome football game.
It's great.
Going into the game, a lot of people love the Bills. Josh Allen, he's electric. He's kind of the people's champ. The Bills have been making a run at it for, the past 5 or 6 years. Frog, I want to make sure that you're okay. I think about Bills fans in this moment, like how many of these games have they been in where if one thing goes their way, they probably win the Super Bowl. And like,
Yeah,
for some of our older listeners, in the 90s, they lost 4 Super Bowls in a row. Is insane. And then during the Josh Allen era, I mean, it's been like 13 seconds against the Chiefs. Another bad wide right, which is a throwback from the 90s. They could have won a Super Bowl back then. Wide right, missed the kick. Diggs drops a ball from Allen. It's insane. And this game was a little bit the same as like the Bills take a crushing loss in a game that the Broncos were not the better team on the field. The Bills did not get, I would say, completely outplayed. They just shot themselves in the foot. And I was talking about this in prior episodes. Like, I haven't seen a team really dominate the Bills. They just get in their own way. And I mean,
they do.
In the first half, James Cook had all the room in the world. He was torching the Broncos defense. It just came down to like, and this one in particular is the first one I can remember, maybe way back in like 2019 when they lost to the Texans. Josh might have not played fantastic in that game. This was one of the first ones where Josh has a lot of the responsibility for the loss for the Bills. Would you agree with that? Yeah.
2 interceptions, 3 fumbles, only 1 recovered, all from Josh Allen. Looking at his quarterback rating, a 90, so it's not great. He did go 25 for 39, but I always have in the back of my mind the aspect of who's surrounding Josh Allen. Yes, we can have him, but who do we have? Because if you look at the players active in that game, if you can tell me who Mecole Hardman Jr. is, I'll give you $5 right now.
He was on the Chiefs, so he is, I believe, 2-time Super Bowl champion. He was with like Tyreek Hill and Pringle. They had a good receiving core. So he's kind of a nice like veteran player, but he's definitely not a star name that you would, Brandon Cooks is the same. He's an older player now. It's not, Gabe Davis too. Like, these guys aren't electrifying receivers. And like, I love Shakir, but he's just one of those reliable, like number 2, maybe even number 3s on a good receiving core.
He can't be a wide receiver 1. I mean, he's I will say he's consistent, but the way in the routes that he runs, he's not meant to be a deep threat. He's not meant to be an explosive wide receiver, and you need that with a guy like Josh Allen. Looking at their receiving stats from that game, Kincaid had a pretty good game, 6 receptions for 83 yards. Again, we shouldn't be having these tight ends that we're relying on and Khalil Shakir when, if you look at the past couple drafts, the only guy we've taken is Keon Coleman. Other than that, we've rarely developed anybody else. I think since Brandon Beane has been GM, the Bills have produced 2 Pro Bowlers or 2 All-Pros. I'm sorry, 2 All-Pros. So that's in an 8, I believe it was 2017. So that's a 9-year span. And it's hard to see because right now the Bills are at a place where they're just acquiring these guys who are on the fringes, or they, like you said, are veterans, or they kind of lost their touch, and we're trying to revive all these people when we don't need to revive somebody. We need to develop them. That's what we did with Josh Allen. That's why he's so good. That's what we did with James Cook. But if you look at the wide receiver position, we have nothing. We really don't. I mean, Shakir is our number 1, and like I said, he shouldn't be a number 1 on any team and wouldn't be a number 1 on any team in the NFL right now. So that was really, and that wasn't a new development. You look at the Bills all year long, it's been the exact same way. Similar to last year, think about, we picked up Amari Cooper in week 11. Like that, again, is us taking in these guys who are on the older end. They've had their good years. They've proven themselves a while ago, and it's just quick 1-year signs. We're not keeping anybody. We're not looking at longevity. We're not looking to develop. So I have a lot of frustration with Brandon Beane there. And I guess that kind of leads into the Sean McDermott stuff. But if you want to talk about that in a moment, we can. But
that's
my thoughts.
We'll get into that. So many moments from this game that are worthy of talking about. One for me is like the Bills lost by 3 points. The fumble from Josh Allen before halftime is
ridiculous.
That was college Josh Allen right there. That was the reckless, there's 15 seconds left. You're not going to take it 70 yards to the crib in that moment. and the Broncos recover it with 2 seconds left. They kick a field goal. They end up losing this game by 3. Like, those are the plays right there that just crush you. Because in this game, when Josh was good, it was good. It looked like, he was leading good drives down the field, threw a few nice touchdowns in this game. But that fumble, is just like,
but is that the Superman mentality that we've all put in his head? Like, you can do whatever the hell you want. You're Josh Allen. So that's why he's going around scrambling with barely 4 fingers on the ball. And like, I hate to say this, but he needs to know better. He needs to understand that that's not how football works. Like, you can be the god of football, but you still make mistakes and it costs you. And I think, and he's, again, part of that fault falls on the GM and the organization of, we don't have guys around him he can trust, so he has to rely on himself. But it's just really frustrating to see guys that you hold to such a high stature make mistakes like that, and especially in giant games that end up eventually losing them the game. So
I'm sure, you're very frustrated. There was that play, gave the Broncos, an easy field goal. They went up 10 going into halftime. And another one that I was shocked about is the very end of regulation. Dawson Knox was open, and it was going to be a touchdown. It would have won the game, and Josh just kind of got bad on his mechanics and just sailed it. And it looked like, Josh early in his career, or even at Wyoming, there's a play from him in college where he like ran 30 yards back by the goal line, evaded defenders, ran it back, got the first down, and like did a front flip over a defender when he was in college. So he was that wild player, which can be a blessing and a curse at times. But when he got with Daboll, when Daboll was the offensive coordinator in Buffalo, Josh really worked on his mechanics. He really got, he was turning the ball over less. And this was kind of a regression back to that old Josh, where the mechanics got a little out of order. You missed a throw there that you usually don't miss. And just a terrible fumble there right before halftime that gave the Broncos free points that they should have not had if you just took a knee, because the Bills came out, in the second half, and they were solid. Josh threw a bad pick in the second half, but so crazy that this came down to, at the end of regulation, Matt Prater, of anyone, old Broncos kicker, sends this to overtime. Yeah. He also, I believe, he has the record for a kick at Mile High Stadium, 64 yards back in the day. Now we'll get into this. I'm sure everyone is waiting for this overtime. A little context here. Bills won the toss and they deferred.
Yep.
The Bills go 3. I think it was 3 and out. They got stopped. They punted the ball back to the Broncos. Then the Bills got another stop they stopped the Broncos. This is where it gets crazy, because the Broncos punt and the ball is deep in Buffalo territory. I believe Josh was standing in the end zone.
Yeah, 4-yard line, something like that.
I believe it was the first play of that second Bills drive. Both the Bills tackles were pretty obviously holding in the end zone. It was not called. And, the refs let these players play that entire game. And then in overtime, it seemed to be a little bit different of how they called it, which I think is totally messed up. You got to stay consistent. So there's that play, right? Both Broncos DNs are being held in the end zone. If that's called, that's a safety. The game is over at that point.
Yeah.
So now we'll get into the Brandon Cooks play. My thoughts. This was tough. I thought Josh underthrew the ball a bit more than he usually does. I think if Josh puts that where he usually does, that's not an issue. It was so close to me. You were there, so I'm sure your angle was crazy of seeing that play.
It was right in front of me. It was literally right in front of me. Dude. And McMillan rolled over Brandon Cooks, and I was like, where's the ball? Like, I don't see the ball right now.
Same.
I had no idea where it was. And all of a sudden, Broncos fans just start cheering. And then you go back and look at it, and here's my argument. There have been multiple plays this year that enact the same movements, the same constructs of that interception there. You can see from multiple angles, Brandon Cooks, 2 hands on the ball, his red gloves, has control of the ball, falls to the floor, Knees down, shins down. Now his back's down.
Yeah.
Why is that not down? You can't make a football play after falling on the floor. And I
made the right
understand
call.
you have to retain possession, but how? Nolan, tell me how. Give me statistics. Give me something. How is that the right call?
That's a good question. Noballs,
Joe Burrow tweeted they made the right call. NFL quarterback.
So Joe Burrow tweeted this, yes. Do you know the ruling of what do you know what Joe Burrow's referencing in that tweet?
Yeah, that he caught the ball and it was the right call. That was a pick.
Okay, no. Basically, so what he's talking about is
not a pick.
And I was actually talking with our producer before the show, Matty Ice, about this. If that same play had happened, but the ball was ripped out instead of intercepted, that would have been an incomplete pass. So it goes back to the Dez caught it, which I also think Dez Bryant caught the ball back in the day, but you have to survive the whole ground process.
Which he did.
Dude, it was so close to me.
Which he did.
McMillan, he ripped the ball out right away too. So it was so bang bang, but there is the frame that all the Bills fans are going back to of, yes, Cook's on the ground, but has his hands in there. And it's hard to see if he had possession fully. Like if the ball did move, did it slide kind of across his stomach? But it's such a cursed call for the Bills. It's just, dude, it's so tough. I feel bad for Josh. I feel bad for the Bills fans that I'm happy for the Broncos, but damn, yeah,
it shouldn't have gone out like that. If
it was close,
the game had ended a different way, I wouldn't be as sad, but I would have a little more understanding. But if you look at earlier in the year when Aaron Rodgers had a ball deflected, it comes back to him. He retains possession, falls, knee and shin on the floor, and it gets ripped out. It is not ruled an interception.
Yeah.
It is the exact same call. It is the exact same ball.
Dude, the same weekend we're talking about, we'll get to this game too. Devontae Adams had a play that was pretty much the same thing. Devontae Adams caught it, his knee barely hit, and the Bears ripped it out. Maybe he had
it. Call on that one?
It was a catch for Devontae Adams. So
exactly.
I'm sorry. It's just, it almost seems like the Bills are cursed at this point. I can't imagine the pain that people from Buffalo are experiencing over that. It's insane.
For real, bro. Unbiased aside, dude, I'm so sorry, Frog. Every year your defense sells you.
It wasn't even a sell necessarily.
Even if you didn't sell in this one, which is crazy too.
Two things. You go back to the next drive of the Broncos, 53 yards on 2 pass interference calls, basically back to back, with 3 minutes to go in overtime. Taron Johnson, number one.
That one was BS.
That
the Taron
was
Johnson
BS.
PI, I
Taron
did not
Johnson's
like
PI,
at all.
No. There was nothing in that we talk about Riley Moss all the time, and it's iffy. There was nothing in that was not a football play or that would have altered the receiver's ability to catch the ball. Now, Tre'Davious White afterwards, that one was PI, and that's fair. I'm okay to note that. But to have those two plays, because Taron Johnson's came first, to have those two plays back-to-back was frustrating as it is. And it's just – and this is – so before the game, here's a little context. It was Friday night, hanging out at home, talking about the Bills with my girlfriend. My watch goes off, and it literally says – on Saturday, the Broncos will beat the Bills at 2:30 p.m. And I was like, what the hell am I listening to right now? Literally said the exact same words into it, like Broncos score, said the exact same thing 3 times in a row. So as a Bills fan, before the game, and I recorded it on my phone because I was so skeptical.
Your Apple Watch said this to you?
My Apple Watch said on Saturday, January 17th, the Broncos beat the Bills. And I will send it out to you guys after this 3 times in a row.
Did Apple leak you the script, bro? I think you might have got the script the night before the game.
So before the whole game, I'm already having skepticism of what the hell is going to happen during this game. And as an NFL fan, as a Bills fan, as somebody who enjoys the game of football and has no premonitions that the game is ever rigged, that to me was a sign. And I'm not saying that the NFL is scripted. I'm not one of those believers, but that adds some whoa factor to it of what am I hearing less than 24 hours before the game? What's actually happening right now? And then to see those plays unfold, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't
No.
feel good. No.
Dude, I'm sure. Yeah, and then so after this crazy interception that was a bang bang play, the Broncos drive down, they get in field goal range, and they call this little scramble with Bo Nix. He gets tackled kind of by his ankle. His feet get a little tangled up. And on that play, he broke a bone in his ankle, in his right foot. So
I feel awful for Bo. Like
it sucks.
Nobody deserves that. Like I wouldn't even want Drake Maye to go through that, especially after having a game like Bo Nix had and doing what he needed to do. See, there's some love, Nolan. Watch your shots back, by the way. But like that's not something you want to see from any player, any opposing thing. That's like watching Dre Greenlaw run off the sideline in the Super Bowl and freaking pop his Achilles. It's the same
Achilles,
thing. Yeah.
So that it's just such a bummer. Like there's a war going on with Bills fans, Broncos fans, where like they're like, oh, this should have been a catch. This was not an interception.
Yeah.
If that holding is called in the end zone, that ends the game. Bo Nix doesn't get hurt. I've never been so excited for a football game and walked away so bummed. Like I feel so bad for Josh. I feel bad for Sean McDermott. He got fired today. I feel terrible for Bo. I'm happy the Broncos won, but now they're without their starting quarterback the rest of the way. Just in a wild divisional round football game. But yeah, I mean, I'm stoked for the Broncos. I also feel a lot for the Bills. Just you got to wonder how long is this window open for them with Josh and those. I bet the ownership group is ticking. The ownership group's really gonna make an effort to get some players around him.
They need to so bad
to make a run because that man, I do want that guy to win a Super Bowl. I really do.
That'll be part of Frogs 5 today, and I'm just. And we can go over this quickly and move on to the next game, but I'm just so flabbergasted that we promote Brandon Beane after that. As a Bills fan, I like Sean McDermott. I think he's done great things for the team, but I have trouble because, and I'm sure you've heard this all the time, but it's a business decision. Like if you look at what he's been given in terms of skill players, and I've read many news articles on this, Ian Rappaport, quote, McDermott himself had some questions about how much talent the Bills had. I'm not sure that sat well in the building. With Brandon Beane and the Pagulas, I think that they were getting frustrated with McDermott. I don't know if Brandon Beane's some kind of spitballer and he can just weasel his way wherever, but a lot of the draft day decisions do boil down to a GM. And yes, head coaches have input, but ownership and general managers carry a lot of weight in that process, and they have not done squat besides saying, "Oh, I got Josh Allen.
Yeah,
I got James Cook." You can
say they
players.
had to fire McDermott, bro. That was the only option. He had to be a scapegoat.
You're absolutely right, Nolan. He's a scapegoat for ownership in that exact moment, and he's a scapegoat for Brandon Beane because now look at Beane. He gets promoted. Bills are on the hunt for a new coach. Who's going to come in and be better than Sean McDermott with the current coaching pool? Like, okay, yeah, we can get, or if Cignetti from Indiana comes over, how dope would that be? But that's not probable. And there's really nobody else I, as a Bills fan, want in Buffalo right now. And all this talk about Brian Daboll coming back, and sure, he developed Josh Allen, but look what he's done as a head coach in the last 3 years. He was just fired from arguably one of the worst teams in the NFL. So
Daboll will be sick on the Bills. You don't want that?
He had a good year.
I don't think I want that.
His first, and then it was bad after. Then it got ugly for Daboll and the Giants.
He had a good year, but also part of me is like, what the hell are we doing with Joe Brady? Joe Brady interviewed to be, I think, the Ravens head coach, scheduled an interview, and half the plays that we ran with the guys we have, we should be looking at some of the things the Bears are doing, how they're utilizing their tight ends, how other teams like the Packers are utilizing their tight ends, not throwing bubble screens on 3rd and 9. That still pisses me off. Why are we doing this? It's just, it hurts me because I think Sean McDermott was, and he was looked up to by so many players. You look at tweets from Deion Dawkins, from just go down the line, Shaq Thompson, and they have nothing but love for a coach. And then for the Bills to come out and post this, oh, thank you so much for all you've done. Like, yeah, thanks for the respect, but Brandon Beane, you're a piece of shit right now. So I don't know. I got a lot of hard feelings, and I don't necessarily know where our direction is. Do you get someone young and new to come in? Part of me is like, frick it, let's go get Mike McDonald and bring him in as an OC and get rid of Joe Brady and have a little flair and pizzazz.
Wait,
so
Mike McDonald just signed.
Who?
I know he did.
Who?
Are you talking about Mike, the Seahawks coach, Mike McDonald?
Oh, not Mike McDonald. What's his name?
Mike McDaniel?
Mike McDaniel. Thank you.
I was going to say, I was like, dude, we got him on lock, bro. Mike McDaniel's. Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, at least you have a new stadium for all
the emotions.
Yeah, new stadium. You still have the Lambeau at quarterback. You still got Josh Allen. There's things to look forward to for Bills fans, but it's tough, man. I'm sorry. I'm sure you felt the pain. One last thing I'll say about the Bills is like it's kind of how their season went, where they just were like down to the last option and needed something crazy. The Bills crushed that hook and ladder, dude. They run the shit out of that. That's the only
play, Dawson, Joe Brady ever uses.
They run the shit out of that.
All he does is hook and ladder. We have no other bag. Our bag is complete.
No, and it works every time, though.
Yeah, I don't know how teams have not caught on to that. That might be the most diabolical thing. That's literally all we have.
I think it's like 4th and 20. The Bills are cooked, and they just do this hook and ladder with Shakir or Ray Davis or Ty Johnson, and it's
hold
sweet,
on,
dude.
Why aren't we running that without the ladder part half the time? Yeah, they're so open during that play.
That little like hitch route always seems to be open on that play too, and it's probably like a 10-yard gain. So
yeah, but we love the bubble screen. We love the screen pass. All right, I'm done.
For sure.
You can
for sure. Noballs, sorry, bro. Had to let Frog vent a little bit. What were your thoughts on this game? I know we didn't go to you too much during that segment there, but we watched the game together. It was awesome. It was an electric game. What did you think?
Yeah, no, it's a great game. It just sucks. Bills always sell. Broncos, good game. Sucks that Bo Nix got that news after the game, but I mean, it was an all right game.
For sure. Yeah. I've never been so like bummed after was just such a good football game between two teams I really respect and do enjoy watching. So, but yeah, Broncos move on. They'll play at home in the AFC Championship next Sunday. So this was crazy too, because I'm like, I'm happy for the Broncos. You know, we all live in Denver, so we're like, I'm stoked they won. I get the news. I see the tweet from Schefter that Bo Nix hurt his ankle. He'll be out for the season. So I'm all bummed. And then this will bring us to our next game. Probably 10 minutes after that, Seahawks 41, 49ers 6. We have a friend. His name's Tyler. We call him TJ Maine. He's a friend of the show. He's a Niners fan. And he's talked so much shit to me in the past.
You have yourself your own Noballs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was, he's chirped me so much when the Niners were dominating. They were going to the Super Bowl. Belt to ass, TJ Maine. Get worked. That was so easy. Rashid Shaheed cribs the opening kickoff. And honestly, from this point, if the Seahawks didn't even bring out their offense, they would have won the game. They outscored the 49ers just on that return. Shaheed was such a good addition for the Seahawks. He's been incredible. That dude's electrifying so fast. The crowd was incredible. 12s so back. This was just an ass kicking.
Yeah, they look good, bro. Yeah. Honestly, the biggest thing from that game, though, Charbonnet. How do you feel about that?
I'll talk about that, bro. That way to kill the vibe of what was a great
he was
game.
on a high note right there, Nolan. You just shut
I know.
it down,
I'm so happy. The Seahawks are insane. The roster is just, it's there. It's bringing me back to Legion of Boom days. Like it really looks like that. The defense is insane. Yes, late in the game, Zach Charbonnet, our running back, 1A, 1B, whatever, him and K9 share the backfield, tore his ACL, which sucks because their game plan is not having Darnold do too much. They're definitely going to need to do that against the Rams because that's his kryptonite. Yes, lost Charbonnet. And then K9, who hasn't scored very many touchdowns. If anyone doesn't know, their dynamic is like K9 will lead him down the field, and they put Charbonnet in on the goal line K9 had 3 touchdowns in this game. So I am happy for him that he got to get all the love and handle the bulk of the carries. But that does suck to lose Charbonnet. He's a great player and someone who's helped out the offense a lot. But yeah, what do you guys think of this game? I mean,
dude, Seahawks look scary, bro. Not gonna lie,
they're scary, bro.
As a Pats fan, I do not want to see him in the Super Bowl.
I think by far they're the best roster. They're the best team left in it. They're the deepest,
complete.
The best defense. The offense is it's not like special, but there's good players. I thought Sam played clean, efficient. He had a nice touchdown pass to JSN. He didn't throw any picks. It's kind of that's how they should be playing, is not having him throw too much. This is a crazy stat. In the past 2 weeks, the Seahawks have played the 49ers twice in a row. It was week 18, then they had the bye, and then divisional round 49ers. They held them to 9 points with 4 turnovers and 5 sacks in 2 weeks. The 49ers didn't score a touchdown in 2 weeks on the Seahawks, which is Kyle Shanahan's only been held to, I think, under 10 points like 4 times in his career, and 2 of those have been in the past month to the Seahawks.
That's pretty cool, dude. That's a good stat right there.
Yeah. It's I'm feeling really excited. We'll do our prediction for next week, but yeah, it'll be Rams Seahawks at home, and there's no reason to not feel super confident about this team right now. They're really clicking, and that crowd is so into it. But not a ton to talk about. 49ers get put in jail. Belt to ass.
Seahawks might, and I know we're not doing predictions yet, but Dawson, I think you should feel pretty comfortable heading into next week. I think beginning of the playoffs, you might have looked at the Rams as a scarier team. I definitely did, but
I agree.
I still do not trust Sam Darnold at all.
Dude, I don't think you have to, bro.
If your team is around him, you don't have to trust him. He only threw 17 times. They had 14 points, and he threw 17 passes.
Literally, yeah. He
played a good game. But
we'll save it.
Darnold, okay, yeah.
We'll save it for the prediction.
Bowl, I do not trust that at all.
Well,
maybe they just need a Stiddy on their team.
We'll I'll go over this in the prediction for that game. We'll move on to a terrible, just messy football game. I'm just kidding. It wasn't a terrible game. This was good football weather in New England. Patriots get the win on Sunday morning, 28-16 over the Texans. Noel, I'll go to you in a sec here. I know you watched this game close, and you were talking a lot of shit. CJ Stroud is terrible. Is bad. CJ Stroud is bad.
Terrible.
But yeah, Noel, take us through your recap and your thoughts on this game. It was.
Yes,
it's a good win.
All week I hear generational defense. They're going to lock Drake Maye up. What happened? None of that.
Okay, so I'm glad I brought these notes. So they sacked him 5 times. Okay. He fumbled 4 times, and he lost 2 of the fumbles.
That's not on Drake Maye. That's on Will Campbell, who will.
Okay, one of his fumbles is he ran the ball and was sloppy with it. It wasn't a sack. He scrambled.
It was snowing. It was snowing.
Okay.
Slick conditions. Against the generational defense.
May outplayed Josh Allen. I'll tell you that much.
Did Josh Allen play the Texans?
No, but did Drake Maye play on the Patriots?
Play the best defense in NFL? Yes, he did.
Pretty well-rounded team.
Yes, he did.
Well, I'm just looking at turnovers.
Are the Patriots still in? Yes, they are. Are the Bills in? No, they're not.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm just stating a fact here that statistically you always, like to ride Drake Maye a little tough.
Yeah, he played a great game. Great game. First quarterback this season to throw 3 touchdowns against that defense. Love that.
Yeah, no, I'll give you that, and I'll throw some love to Drake Maye too. I thought it was a nice game by him. Like, especially the touchdowns that he threw were really nice. Like the throw to
that touchdown to Booty, insane.
To Booty over
playoffs.
Derek Stingley. That was over their shutdown corner. That was a great throw. The throw to the Felon in the end zone was a good throw. Stephon Diggs caught a touchdown. And the throw to Pop Douglas. I think they call him. That's your guy's receiver. It was a nice throw.
Mario Douglas, yeah.
Did Drake Maye fumble the ball 4 times? Yes.
Could his O-line be better? Yes. Did we win? Yes. That's all that matters. End of the day.
They won. I mean, some of that,
That's fair.
Will Anderson owned Will Campbell, and Daniil Hunter was great. I want to give the Patriots credit though. They did enough to be a really good defense. Did they go up against probably what was worse, the Chargers offense or the Texans? That was terrible. Both offenses they faced have been terrible.
You
can't deny that.
I hear these
crazy.
offenses
QBR
are terrible. It's really just our defense is insane, bro.
Those are 2 of the worst O-lines in the league, though, I will say. So that's going to factor into our prediction. I mean, the Texans
our defense
O-line
is insane.
They're good.
His offense is terrible. You can't just say these offenses are terrible, bro.
But they are. Dude, they're terrible. CJ Stroud was terrible. It wasn't, he's throwing
terrible.
He was missing guys all night. They didn't have their best receiver.
I don't know if that would have mattered anyways.
But I think as a quarterback, if you throw 4 picks, that's a terrible performance. It's terrible. That's god-awful.
Because our defense,
no matter how good the defense is.
But no, look, I'm not trying to move the goalpost. It was a good win, and they put up points against a good defense. So credit Drake Maye.
I'll give you that.
Credit Vrabel. What I'll say about the Patriots defense is personnel-wise, I don't think it's elite, but they scheme up. Vrabel schemes the defense up very well. So they do a lot of high-level stuff on defense. It's a solid defense, too. Don't get me wrong. But I want to see a competent offense go up against them, and they might not get one. In the Super Bowl, they could, but we'll see. Good win, though. Congrats.
Great win. The level of play we're seeing from sophomore quarterback right now, looking like it's 10th year. Insane, bro.
Dude, his throws are great. I'll give him that. Drake Maye's a really nice player.
And honestly, we don't have a star receiving core either. What our star is Stephon Diggs, who's older and washed. But
you have you have a lot of guys
pretty good, bro.
Booty's have a lot of guys that are like Shakir on the Bills. They're not
the Bills
standouts.
The Bills would take Kayshon Boutte any day.
Yeah,
he's big too. Yeah. He's a big receiver. He creates good separation. So
wait till Matt Collins comes back.
That's also what I was going to say. Is Matt Collins is a great receiver to have, even though he's hurt. We didn't have any great receivers.
He's coming back.
One thing I want to add is, do you think that with Bo Nix being out for the remainder of the playoffs, do you think that helps the Patriots' allegations of the schedule, or are we just adding to it?
We'll get into it.
You can do what Bo Nix can do. Probably 90% of what Bo Nix can do. He's a good quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. But all I'm asking is, as a Patriots fan, do you? Okay, maybe I need to rephrase this. Do you fear Jarrett Stidham then?
No, not a shot.
More than you fear Bo Nix? No. Okay.
No.
That might add to what I'm saying.
What I'm most worried about is playing in Mile High. Don't know how they're going to adjust to that because I saw something they're going to fly out Saturday night. Don't know how I feel about that, but not worried about the Broncos team at all.
They're scared, bro. They're scared, bro. They don't want to come to Denver.
Or are we not scared?
Another time,
but we will get into a full prediction of that game. No, it's okay. It's a good thought. MVP. The only thing I'll say is for Mickey Mouse, it could be a Mickey Mouse path for the Patriots defense.
It's the NFL, bro. There's no Mickey Mouse runs in the NFL.
I agree, bro. I agree. They have, dude. They're in the AFC Championship. They deserve the credit.
I also want to bring this up.
They sure do.
No QB in NFL history has ever been a top 5 defense in a playoff run. Guess who's doing that right now? The MVP, Drake Maye. Mickey Mouse.
Dude, yes. He went against a sick Texans defense, a solid Chargers defense, and then he'll go against a really good Broncos defense and maybe an insane Seahawks defense. So
yeah, bro.
If he completes that, big shout out Drake Maye. But there was 8 total turnovers in this game. It was insane. CJ Stroud kept throwing picks. Drake Maye kept fumbling the ball, but Patriots come out on top. Good win for them. Noel or Frog, any last thoughts on this game?
No.
Yeah,
No.
pretty sloppy.
You're
game,
watching
but
future
good
Super Bowl
win.
MVP.
We will go to the last game of the divisional round. Rams 20, Bears 17. This was it was in bad weather, so I can see why now. Obviously, hindsight is 2020, but it was much more of a defensive football game than I imagined it was going to be. I kind of think the Bears definitely stuck around. Their defense played well. They were able to scheme guys up to get pressure on Stafford. Caleb was we'll get into the throw, and the throw was incredible late in the game to tie it, but the 3 picks, he's young. Caleb Williams had a great season, but he definitely struggled with some decision making in this game. But Frog, I'll go to you. I know you kind of have some ties to the Bears, so I know you watched this game close. What were your thoughts?
Again, for the Corrado family, just another heartbreak. Just a tough weekend all around. Thank God IU pulled through, because God, I did not want to see Miami. But weather was a huge factor in this game.
It was cold.
It was like Bears put out a thing: if you don't dress appropriately, you will have frostbite. So that's not ever a good sign. I think it was way more defensive than anybody thought for the Bears. It really played out, and I hate that I keep tying things up, but the game in itself almost mirrored the Bills' performance to a T. It
was really close, dude. It was.
The play out of how the game progressed, back and forth, things getting close at the end, having to go to overtime, or 2 return of possessions, and then a field goal to win it all after an interception. I could see it unfolding beneath my eyes. I think in terms of how the Bears actually played, they utilized who they should have utilized. If you look at it, the box score, Colson Loveland, most targets on the day with 10, averaging 14 yards a carry. But again, that's only 4 receptions on 10 targets, so not great numbers there. But again, number one, it's hard to catch the ball. It's hard to move. I believe Colson Loveland did get hurt in that game. I think something happened to him, or after the game, he was in some pain.
I think concussed.
Pretty sure. Mm-hmm. He. But again, it's like you take what you can get in a game with weather that bad. I wish that. You look, Caleb Williams had 42 pass attempts, only completing 23 of those with 3 interceptions. You obviously wish more of those fell. I think the Rams are almost like the Seahawks, where they're just very consistent. They have some great weapons. You can rely on Puka with almost any throw. But the Bears thrive on momentum, I would say. And that 4th down play, I was jaw on the floor.
Dude, the Bears are electric, bro.
Watching the future is so bright. They're early on in their path. They have a lot of young guys. They have so much potential. But again, it's just heartbreak. The Bears, nobody, especially on this podcast, nobody is rooting against the Bears in a scenario like this.
No way. Against the Rams? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Outside of our fan base, we do tend to go for the underdog. We like the stories behind players. We like the just literal aspect and all the things they bring. But man, Iceman showed up. The pick's tough at the end of the game. Noballs, what do you got for this one?
Bro, that was an electric game. Insane throw. Dude, Bears should have gone to the bowl. Sucks. But Bears, they'll be back. Rams are so annoying, bro. Stafford. Respect Stafford. He played a good game. But
yeah.
So annoying, bro. But yeah.
Would you say
I love that out of you?
I think that was probably the best playoff throw I have ever seen.
It was insane, bro.
NFL. It reminded me of like the Milrow. Remember the Milrow throw against Auburn?
Against Auburn?
Yeah. Bro. It reminded me of that.
I don't know how he's making these plays.
Yeah,
I don't know how he's doing it.
Dude, the whole Bears season was like that. Like, I thought they were just going to keep doing the crazy comeback and all the way to the bowl, maybe. Like, Nolan, your take from, God, was that episode 1 or 2 that you had?
It was
your
one.
Hockey
I think
Tuesday?
it was episode 1.
The entirety of this pod, like, it's been buzzing that you had this great take.
Very
and
well.
It did live on. It lived on longer than I maybe thought it would have. But yeah, dude, the throw, it reminded me of like prime Russell Wilson in a way. I've seen Russell Wilson do throws where he like goes back like that and just like finds a dude. But Caleb threw it like 45 yards in the air with good pace on it. And it was a great play by Cole Kmet too, to you know, kind of disguise that he wasn't getting the ball from that defender. But dude, the Bears, man, they almost did it.
I think that was the third play of the year where it was 4th and 4 and they came out with some miraculous play like that. And I literally was watching, it was like 4th and 4. And I was like, holy shit, Caleb Williams is about to do something right now. This is their lucky little sequence that they got going on. And I was just in awe. What a great
Caleb,
game.
He has an insane arm. As like compared to last year.
Remind you of?
His progression from last year remind me of, dude, Caleb Williams, bro.
Yeah.
He's a dog.
Yeah, like what? No, but do you think he's like a one of one? Because with certain things, I see different aspects of him. Our producer Matt said young Joe Flacco, John Elway. That's crazy.
That's funny.
But dude, I don't know. I just also love he's so authentically himself.
Kind of gives me Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson vibes all in one, honestly.
Like a mix, and he's quick, dude. When he gets off the ground running, and it's not a terrible weather game, I have never seen a QB move as fast as he does outside of Lamar. Like he hauls ass.
He's really quick. Yeah. For me, I brought it up earlier. Like it gives me some of the prime Russ like comps, like where Caleb does have this elite quickness. He evades defenders really well, and then you know, good. He has better arm talent than Russell Wilson ever did for sure, but. Just a way to make a broken play and turn it into something insane is what I see. And it's good. He needs to clean up a lot of things though. There was 3 picks. The pick in overtime was it was a miscommunication. It definitely looked like where DJ Moore didn't know the ball was coming to him. He didn't look back for it and ultimately got picked off. And then you leave Stafford the ball. And you never want to rely on your defense that's a little mediocre against Stafford in a game deciding drive. But yeah, dude, that was an incredible weekend of NFL football. I enjoyed every second of it, and it was
great ball.
It's awesome to get on here and debrief that with you guys. It was really fun. Rams will move on to the NFC Championship. Man, it should be the Bears. That's a tough one because that stadium got so quiet, dude, when they made that field goal.
Opposite of Seattle and their earthquake.
Oh yeah, man, it's definitely tough, but yeah. Do you guys have any other thoughts on divisional round? That's such a good weekend.
As we get into predictions, Nolan, as a Patriots fan, genuinely asking, what game would have gotten you more excited? The Bills Patriots or Broncos Patriots? Because there's a long-standing rivalry in division with the Bills, but then you look at past playoffs, past AFC championships against the Broncos, like which one do you think going in there's more hype around for you as a fan?
Well, for sure Bills Pats, bro. Taking Josh Allen out of the playoffs would have been ideal.
I know why that's his answer for sure.
Why is that?
That's a really good transition for us to go into our preview for the conference championship. And we'll start with the AFC Championship. Patriots at Broncos. Some very interesting things about the line for this game. So the look-ahead line before the Broncos and Bills game had ended, Broncos were going to be favored by 1.5. So Vegas saw the Broncos as slightly a better team than the Patriots. Bo Nix being hurt now puts this at Patriots minus 5.5. So that shows Bo Nix was worth about a touchdown. to the odds makers here. But that shows you the roster to roster matchup, that it's very close, and they favored the Broncos a little bit at home. I think we lost Noballs from the pod. But Frog, we'll go over this. I would love for Nolan to hear this because I have some good things about the Broncos. Anyway, I'll continue. Patriots are 0-4 in playoff games in Denver. Even the great Tom Brady went 0-3. Lost 2 AFC championships to Peyton Manning in Denver. So it's not a place the Patriots like to win, which most places are with Brady, especially. They didn't lose many games. Yeah. Oh, great. Nolan, I'm glad. I'll repeat what I just said. Patriots at Broncos. The Pats are 0-4 in history at Denver in the playoffs. Tom Brady is 0-3 in Denver. I think it was 0-6, 13, and 15, I believe. I could be wrong, but it was 2 AFC championships and a divisional game there. Pats don't win in playoff games in Denver. And I know that Bo Nix is out, but think about that Peyton Manning in 2015. He wasn't by any means a star quarterback that year. Couldn't really throw the ball further than 20 yards. So I think this is going to be a great matchup. Former Patriot Jarrett Stidham will make the start.
We're going to lock his ass up. He's not going to move the ball at all against that defense.
Okay. I'll ask you guys this. Do you think Jarrett Stidham can play better or more efficient than 19 for 31, 159 yards, sacked 6 times, and 1 fumble? Or can he play better than, what did CJ Stroud go? Like 20 for 37, 4 picks. I think Jarrett Stidham might have the best quarterback stat line the Patriots have seen in the playoffs so far.
When's the last time he threw a ball? 2023?
Yeah.
Here's what I'll have to say.
Bro, he's steady, bro.
Last year. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so yes, so the experience is not there. Sorry, Frog. Go ahead. You had
quick note on that. At the game this weekend, I had a raging headache from halftime until I literally fell asleep that night. And number one, it was noise. You guys, when the Bills were on offense, it was deafening. You couldn't hear a single thing. That being said, thing came out today. Because of the availability of tickets for this Broncos Patriots AFC Championship, they're only selling tickets to people who have a home address in the Rocky Mountain region.
That's so soft.
Unless you are in the 4 states surrounding Colorado, you are not coming. And as people who live in Denver, I don't think the Patriots, number one, are going to be well traveled because you can't get a ticket if you don't have.
There's a lot of Boston fans in Denver, bro.
There's a lot of transplants.
Don't underestimate that, bro.
But I understand that, but I'm also saying that
a lot of Boston Bloods.
With that, on top of how last weekend sounded, Drake Maye has his work cut out for him. And another possibility, does Jarrett Stidham have a Nick Foles year?
He could. Bro, the Pats are so scared. They're so scared to come here.
Nick Foles run?
Dude,
they're so scared to come to Denver.
You're preparing him to come to Denver, bro. He's not.
Tom Brady never won a playoff game here. What does he have to say?
Bro, he's like preparing. He's like, be ready for this, be ready for this. Do you think Tom Brady, Las Vegas owner, wants to see the Broncos go to Super Bowl? No.
No, I don't think he wants to see the Broncos, but I don't think that he can have any ties in anything.
So a guy that went 0-3, a guy that never won a playoff game here,
guy who's experienced in Denver will give advice.
Give advice to
I'm kidding a little
the
bit.
guy he trained under, or to
when Drake Maye throws for 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. We'll see. We'll see what you say.
I did have a little bias come out there. I am 1,000,000% rooting for the Broncos. I strongly dislike the Patriots. I'll come off and say that. I'll be transparent. Drake Maye has been sacked 5 times by the Texans and the Chargers in both games.
Yeah, two of the best defenses.
The Broncos have a damn good defense and a really good pass rush. I guarantee you they're going to be able to get after him. I guarantee you.
Will Campbell will lock in though.
If Drake Maye keeps fumbling the ball every other drive,
he won't be.
It's a good thing for the Broncos.
The noise is gonna be crazy. Drake Maye can't pull out any like Bake Miss soft voice. Like he's gonna have to show his BDE and be authoritative, or else he's getting drowned. So I think he has it in him, Nolan. But
you know what else that does too?
You can't be soft.
You know what else that does too? Is Nick Bonito, Jonathan Cooper, Zach Allen are going to be timing that snap count.
Who?
Oh, I forgot. You don't know football. Frog. Yeah,
I'm here.
Yeah. Nolan, I forgot you're a tennis player. My bad. So these really good defensive front players on the Broncos.
More than you.
For sure. Okay. They're going to get after Drake Maye. Will Campbell
absolutely
has gotten owned at home by very good players, and he's a rookie. I don't want to shit on him. But now they're on the road. Now you don't have your same trainers. Now you have to fly pretty far flight. It's going to be super loud.
Yep.
That snap count, bro, you don't realize what that does. When Drake Maye is back there clapping like this,
they almost got the Bills a couple times. It really did.
They timed that so well on the defensive line. Your jump is going to be insane. And guess what else? This is by far the best offensive line the Patriots would have seen in the playoffs so far. You just played the Chargers without Joe Alt and a Texans offensive line that was terrible all year. Let CJ Stroud get hit a lot. I know it's Jarrett Stidham. The Broncos are also getting back J.K. Dobbins, their RB1 for the year. He'll be back from injury. It's going to be we'll do our picks. But yeah, I think that's the matchup right there. Is like Drake Maye's made some nice throws, but I think Nick Bonito, ask Josh Allen how he felt after Nick Bonito strip sacked him last week. I think that's definitely in Drake Maye's future.
I mean, none of that will matter, bro, if the Broncos came and moved the ball with Stidham.
But I don't. The Patriots
D-line, he has pocket time, though.
I think he does too.
A lot of pocket time. Bo Nix was one of the least sacked quarterbacks in the league.
Or Vrabel is going to have to blitz extra guys, which leaves receivers open downfield. I'm not saying Stidham is just going to be ready.
Is Mims out next week?
That's a good question.
I believe he's hurt.
No, I don't have the.
I believe Mims is hurt.
Injury report.
He's not.
So he's in.
Oh, I'm wrong.
So our producer just told us, Mims will be in. So that Cortland Sutton, Mims, Troy Franklin,
no, Troy Franklin
hasn't done
playing
anything, by the way. It's so
I know.
Troy, that's what I meant.
Oh, Troy Franklin's out.
And somebody else is out. Producer Matt, can you get back to me of the other wide receiver for the Broncos that's out? I know there's one more. But you also forget that the Broncos also have Frank Crum, my Laramie friend. Actually,
Wyoming, dude, we didn't even talk about that from the Bills game.
Dude,
big man touchdowns are awesome. Yes,
I got Frank in the phone. Me and Frank are friends. We were the only two Franks at Laramie. He spent a lot of time in my house.
Nice.
That play that got me going. Like I was rooting and tooting. You want to see your fellow Franks succeed, and as a friend, that was pretty dope to say that.
He's a hell of an athlete for an alignment too. He is incredibly athletic for
undrafted.
That position. Anyway, I think that's what the matchup comes down to is Drake Maye going to be comfortable? If he is, it's over and they put up points. I don't know, bro. On the road.
We have the mastermind behind us, Mike Vrabel, coach of the year. I'm not worried, bro. He'll be ready.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. I'll start. Give me Broncos by 1,000,000 points, please.
Bias.
Please. Oh, I know it's biased, but dude, I'm going to bet on this defense and this home crowd to get the Broncos to the Super Bowl. I'm going Broncos.
Okay,
Pat Bryant is also out. He's in. Okay, producer says in.
Okay, producer behind the glass there. Thank you, Matty Ice. So Pat Bryant, good receiver. They'll have him too. And then Dobbins. If the Broncos can run the ball.
Dobbins hasn't played in 8 weeks?
You have Dobbins, Harvey, McLaughlin, a good O-line. This isn't a practice squad O-line anymore, just to put that out there. But I'm going to go Broncos in a close game. I'll give a score. I'm going to go 24-21 Broncos onto the Super Bowl. And bye-bye, Pats. We don't have to hear about it anymore.
Okay, I'll give my unbiased take. Patriots 52, Broncos 13.
Okay, fair enough.
We're going to Santa
There's
Clara,
no way
baby.
You actually think it's going to be that much of a blowout?
Yeah, bro. I don't think I think the Broncos will get 100 yards total offense.
But, dude, the Patriots are not scoring 52, bro. There's no way.
Flip this. We'll see.
Okay.
Give me Broncos 31,
Yes,
Patriots 17.
Come on.
I think Stiddy has himself a Nick Foles game. I think
you
that's
think the Broncos will put up 31 points? Bro, you're smoking something, dude.
No.
PS2
Denver?
pick six, a Zach Allen, because Drake May is going to fumble the ball. We know this. He's going to take one back to the crib. So the defense could have, some points. It doesn't have to be all in the offense. But sorry to rage bait there, little Nolan. It's going to be a good game. It's a tough.
You're doing terrible on predicting this game, but I'll let the Pats do the talking, bro.
So me and Frog are on the Broncos. Nolan, you're on your Patriots. Super stoked for that game. Great history there. Broncos have won all the matchups in Denver in that game
10 years ago
in the AFC Championship against the greatest quarterback of all time, by the way, for the Patriots. But anyway, we'll move on to the next game before we keep arguing about the Patriots. NFC Championship, Seahawks versus Rams in Seattle. The line is Seahawks -2.5. So, yeah, Vegas is on this. The two games they played this year, the Rams won by 2 points. The Seahawks won by 1 point. So, yeah, this is the third matchup between these two teams this year, and it's a scary one for Seahawks fan. The Rams are a very big threat. They have the best quarterback left in the playoffs, most experienced, Super Bowl winner with some great receivers. I know that was a Thursday night football game, so short week. It's a little weird. Puka went off for like 225 and did torch the Seahawks offense about a month ago. So that's something that I'm definitely looking at. But Frog, we were talking about the Bears defensively. They played well. They got pressure on Stafford, but they had to bring 5 or 6 defenders. The Seahawks can do that with 4. They can do it all night with 4. So you're dropping all your DBs, and this secondary is great. Obviously, I'm a Seahawks fan. I'm going to pick them. But I do think, it's just they have a better roster. Also, you got to think the Seahawks had a bye, and then they played 3 quarters. The backups came in the 4th. So they played an easy game at home against the trash Niners. The Bears had a tough game across country in Carolina. Then they went to Chicago where the wind chill was -2 or something, played a tough physical game that went to overtime, and now they have to go back to Seattle. I think that makes a really big difference in the physicality and how fresh these players are. So I'm going Seahawks by a touchdown. I'll go 31-24 Seahawks.
I'm going to second you, Dawson. I think all the points you made were great. I am going to take the Seahawks. I don't despise the Rams. I don't think they're, this dynasty that's trying to relive itself through some so-called second-year quarterback. But I do think that they do have weapons. Seattle's got to come ready to play. I think it's going to be close. I'm going to go 27-26 Seattle.
Nice.
It's going to be a nail-biter.
Going close. That's awesome. It probably will be. I think I know who Nolan's going to pick, but go ahead, buddy.
Hey, I just want you guys to know, imagine after all this, Patriots lose and Seattle lose, and we're all depressed.
I want to say I'm 8 for 10 on my predictions, so who knows ball? I think this guy knows ball.
Yeah, you're raging over there.
No, I'm not raging. You're definitely a casual, but like I agree with your pick.
I know ball.
Yeah. Do you know any defensive players for the Rams? Okay. Anyway, that's a decent. It's a good pick. The Rams they're a very real team. They're experienced. Another thing you mentioned, Sam Darnold.
Who cares about defensive players, bro?
The Rams defensive coordinator is he's a legit guy. He's interviewing for head coaching jobs. So I guarantee you, what they're going to do is they're going to stack the box and they're going to make Sam Darnold beat him. I guarantee you that's what this comes down to. And he has to. Early in the season, he threw 4 picks, and the Seahawks almost won the game, bro. Like, the roster's there. Sam just can't implode. And the Rams are his kryptonite. It seems to be like that. I know in the second half and overtime of the second game this year, he turned it around. He made some nice throws. But it's going to be on Sam. There's going to be times in this game where the roster we're not just going to kick the shit out of the Rams. Like, they're very well coached. They're a good team, but I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. So that's where the Rams stand. But yeah, so good picks. Really looking forward to Conference Championship week. Crazy. There's only 3 more games left in the NFL season, but yeah, boys, I'm really excited. That was a really fun debrief there and predictions. We'll get into our segments now for you guys. Frog, we always start with you. You know what time it is. Frog's 5. Let's hear it, man. What do you have for us?
This one's close to the heart today. I kind of shared a little screenshot with you guys in our chat earlier, but we're talking about top 5 wide receiver, much needed position, acquisitions for the Bills in free agency, not trades, keeping it free agency. I'm going to start at 5 today. I'm not going to go into a lot of explanation. I think these players speak a lot for themselves. At the 5 slot, we have Juwan Jennings. Doesn't need to be.
No, he's a good receiver. He's a good player. I just dislike him. I dislike him. He's good.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You dislike him because he's good, not because he's a nobody, which is why the Bills could use him.
Did you hear about what he was punched in the nuts by a player on the Panthers, I believe, this year because he was saying things that were so ridiculous about other teams like family members and stuff. So maybe a locker room cancer, but hey, he is a good player.
As long as it's to other teams, I could care less.
Yeah, for sure.
We kind of need the guy to start the fire. We can't all be Sean McDermott soft a little bit, as much as I love Sean out there. Number 4, I'm going to just take him from Dawson. He's going to come on over. Rashid Shaheed's going to become a Buffalo Bill at the end of the season, and we're going to have some shared players between us. That would be so amazing. I really like Ray Davis as a kick returner, but
dude, yeah,
that would be as a wide receiver, we could use him.
Can you imagine a deep ball from Josh to Rashid Shaheed with how fast he is? Dude, yeah.
That's what we need. We don't need another Shakir. We don't need separation. We need speed. Yep. This one, kind of a sleeper, and it reminds me a little bit of Shakir, but not necessarily. Wan'Dale Robinson. I think he had some great moments on the Giants this year. I had him in fantasy.
He did, bro.
He I think is a 5'9" receiver. Like he's not or maybe he's 5'11". He's not tall, but where he gets you again is the separation and the speed. And we need a guy like that. Number 2 slot. Sorry, I skipped the numbers. Give me Dobbs. Give me Romeo Dobbs.
I like that.
When Reed was out, when Christian Watson was out, he was and looked like a true wide receiver 1. The yard 2 is putting up, the plays he was making. You look at that Bears-Packers game, they weren't finding anybody. Jordan Love was not finding anybody outside of Dobbs. He was making some huge plays for them. Despite the Guardian cap, give me Dobbs. And then number 1, you got to love this matchup. The farm boy from California and Josh Allen with shiesty George Pickens watching his draft.
Dude, that would be dirty, bro.
That would be nasty. So much fun. I think we need a little bit of fun, man. We got all these squares in the Bills. Let's
true.
Get somebody in there to switch
squares
it up
on
a
that
little
team.
bit.
So not like a Stephon Diggs, like a locker room cancer guy that you wouldn't let date your sister. More like a like a dog you bring
stir
in
the
there.
pot.
You know?
Yeah, let's stir the pot.
Let's stir the pot. Get the fire going. Yeah.
Talk some shit, like get some momentum. I don't need Dalton Kincaid out there starting shit. Like, come on, give me something new, something exciting. And again, with these guys, they're all younger. Like, I'm not going for age here. If you're 29 plus, get the hell out of my way. Don't come to the Bills. I don't want an Amari Cooper. I like Brandon Cooks to the team. Why? Why not?
Time's ticking.
There's so many beggars
can't be choosers. There are
beggars can't be choosers.
Here's my question though: what receiver would not want to come play with Josh Allen?
Stephon Diggs. And Stephon, he might not be playing football next year. Yeah,
he doesn't like a lot of people.
Yeah, but yeah, no, Frog. That would be, dude. Pickens on the Bills would be insane, and I like that your list is very Bills focused. That's what they should be focusing on, is defensive draft picks and wide receivers. Get some weapons around Josh. That's awesome.
Let's get Keon Coleman out of here. Trade him away.
Dude, what a bust.
Get a pick.
Sucks.
Yeah. I literally have my girlfriend bought a Keon Coleman jersey. Waste of $160 if you ask me.
Ooh.
That's tough.
I like him, dude. When he came to Buffalo's press conference, he's talking about his Macy's coat, and he's Tiger wish he could. I thought he was that kind of guy who could bring a little swagger and a little joy and shake things up with some silliness. And no, he had too many problems.
Bad. He's been really bad.
Problems. Yeah.
But Frog, thank you so much. Always a great list. We love Frog's 5 on the show. So yeah, let's see. We'll be paying attention to who the Bills sign upcoming in free agency and in the offseason. But we're at an hour 10, so we'll go a little fast. We still have 2 more segments. Noballs, you got a hot take Tuesday for us?
Yeah, so my hot take of the day, boys. Something Josh Allen could never give to this man. Stephon Diggs is going to be the Super Bowl MVP. He's going to go out on top, win Super Bowl MVP, then retire.
Jeez,
retire.
I wonder what would it take for Diggs to win it Super Bowl MVP and it not be Drake Maye?
A game-winning touchdown.
Okay. So kind of like a big day for Diggs.
Miracle kind of thing?
Yeah, it's going to be 20.
Yeah.
It's going to be 20, 24, 21, fourth quarter. Stephon Diggs, touchdown, win the game, MVP.
Awesome.
Okay.
I like it.
Nolan.
I like that.
Gonna happen.
I like you're able to put your takes out there, and you've definitely had some good, entertaining takes over the course of the show. So, Hot Take Tuesday presented by Noballs, always a fire one. And I'll wrap us up with my last segment. I want to spend a little time on this because I appreciate some of the fellas for entering their take in the debrief hotline. So we're going to be doing this every week. If you guys have a take, comment it on our Instagram, DM it to us. We pay attention on our social media. So if you have a good take, we will definitely read it on the show. My first take that I have on the debrief hotline is from Max in Wheat Ridge. So shout out Max. I was supposed to read this last week. We had guests on. So Max, I'm sorry I couldn't read it last week, but he said, my hot take is I have the Bills losing to the Broncos and the Bills fire Sean McDermott and hire John Harbaugh. So obviously he sent this last week. He didn't know that Harbaugh got hired by the Giants, but Max,
great take.
He knows this did come true. Frog, I'm sorry. McDermott got fired. The Bills did beat the Broncos. So Max, that's a good take out of you. And
Frog, not beat the Broncos, by the way.
Did I say that wrong? Sorry, Broncos beat the Bills. My bad on that. And McDermott got fired. So you got 2 out of those 3 things right. Good take by Max. We have one more take that I want to read from the debrief hotline. This is from Connor in Centennial. He says, my hot take is from this season, but Josh Allen is on the same level, if not worse than Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, and levels behind Burrow and Patrick Mahomes.
Terrible take. What the hell are you talking about?
Great take.
So Connor is
Josh Allen's a fraud.
Really good friend of the show. I brought a little ammunition to defend Josh Allen because I'm not going to go for Josh slander on this pod. I'm just not. So he mentioned a couple guys. Jalen Hurts has won the Super Bowl. So I'll start with this. Let me read this. Josh Allen is 8-7 in the playoffs in 15 games, which is a lot of playoff games so far. Lamar is 3-5 in the playoffs. Josh Allen is 2-0 versus Lamar in the playoffs, and Josh has thrown 29 touchdowns and 6 picks in 15 games. So that really he is levels ahead of Lamar. He's beat him twice in the playoffs head to head. He's gone to Baltimore and done it. Josh Allen is better than Lamar. He's on another tier.
Is he saying he's worse than Jalen Hurts?
He said he's on the same level, if not worse, than Lamar and Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has. Exactly. I wanted to talk about that.
Saquon Barkley, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert.
And the defense. Look at the defense that Jalen Hurts has had.
Josh Allen has James Cook.
Josh Allen might have won 3 Super Bowls already. If he had that defense, if the Bills had that defense, bro, they would have won multiple Super Bowls by now. Like if Josh had AJ Brown, if Josh had Devontae Smith, Saquon, exactly.
Jalen Hurts been in the MVP conversation?
I think he might have, but I thought in Jalen Hurts, he's been to 2 Super Bowls. His first one, he played pretty well, but he had a fumble that the Chiefs returned for a touchdown that was a big play in that game. And then the second Super Bowl run, they beat the shit out of him. It was kind of like, what the Seahawks do with Darnold right now. It wasn't on Hurts. Like, he made some nice running plays. Josh Allen is the star. Like, he carries the entire team all the way. Like, the Bills wouldn't be a playoff team without him. The Eagles could win 10, 11 games without Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, that's
so. And then the Burrow thing,
Connor, but
that's a good take.
Burrow.
That's a good take.
Burrow made a Super Bowl. Burrow also, in comparison to Josh Allen, has a terrible defense, but Burrow has Jamar Chase,
T. Higgins.
Terrible line.
He has a terrible line. Bills have a terrible D line. Where's the comparison?
The best, and I would definitely not say he's levels behind Burrow. Mahomes, it's tough. Mahomes has been that guy, great coach. He's had good defenses that have carried him as well. But yeah,
Success
there was
is different than talent.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, Josh is, I would say, the most talented guy in this class. Just like, you could say Manning was more talented than Brady, but Brady just had that. He had that shit in him. He had that clutch. He had that shit that he was going to win games. And that's kind of been Mahomes. Burrow and Allen is close. He has beat him in Buffalo. But yeah, Connor, thanks for your take. That was one that definitely sparked. It sparked a good debate. I don't think it is. I mean, the Lamar thing, I just don't. I mean, the stats don't lie. Allen is way better than Lamar. There's not an argument. I'm sorry, especially in the playoffs.
The Burrow one pains me a little bit too, because look at the season from Joe Flacco to Burrow. Kind of similar outcomes when Burrow was out and Joe Flacco was in. So how much of a difference was he really making this year?
I mean, all those quarterbacks are honestly just mid. They haven't won anything.
Drake May's the top of the ladder, the top of the pyramid, man. He's just...
Drake May's about, I don't want to keep doing this, but he's going to win something before all those quarterbacks.
Anyway, Connor, shout out you. We will move off just a delusional thing that Noballs just said, but yeah, guys, thank you so much for debriefing the divisional round, and it was a blast. We will definitely come back. We'll debrief the conference championship week. Go Broncos, go Seahawks.
Pats.
If you guys made it this far, make sure you like, follow, subscribe, comment on our stuff. You can find us at the Sunday Debrief on Instagram, at the Wash Kings Network on YouTube. And boys, we'll be back next week after the conference championship week. Yep. Seahawks, Broncos, Super Bowl. Calling it right now.
Drake Maye, baby.
Yes, Broncos. But thank you, boys. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.